Hey, what's up? Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Haven't made a YouTube video in a while, but I think the one I'm making today is kind of a cool one. So recently, during a flex start I played out here on the 4th of July, I shot an 18 under, perfect round, birdied every hole. First time I had ever done that in a round in sanctioned play. I feel like it's not been done a lot, and I thought it'd be fun to take y'all through like a little course walkthrough and show y'all every shot that I threw to try to get it done. Also, shout out to Jay Millie for giving me the idea of making this video. Hope y'all enjoy. All right, so we started on hole 14 because after hole 13, there's a long walk across the parking lot, and it's a lot easier if you just start here and then make your way all around the rest of the course. So we started on a 370-ish foot par 3, woods right behind the basket where if you go in them, it's like impossible to get out of, it feels like. And so play I normally do is just take my engine, forehand on this right side, just let it swing all the way back in. Hopefully don't get into the woods. Okay. I think this is actually exactly where I was, which is kind of weird. One hole 15, 270. Nothing really hard for me on this hole. This is probably one of my most birdied holes. Like to just take my tempo, hang it wide, let it just kind of settle in the grass. It's a little thick, so it's hard to get skips out here sometimes. Perfect. Two for two. Hole 16, 290. Really just one tree in the way if you throw a lefty backhand. So I normally just take my balance, throw a little forehand hyzer, let it swing into the basket. Yep. Hole 17, about 360, plays downhill, so maybe 350. About 25 feet long, there is a sidewalk that if you are past it, it plays OB. So instead of throwing straight at it where I could risk OB, I always like to throw like a little hyzer at it. And lately I've been throwing the control at it, just trying to like swing it wide, let it fade in. Like I said, a little further, didn't matter, you get the idea. 4 for 4. Hole 18, the hardest hole on the course. It's only 370, it plays uphill, probably 380, 385. 2 mando trees, so you can't throw a backhand for a lefty. And when you get to about 45 feet, there's a tree short right that if you're a little too high or a little too wide, it is very, very good at catching your disc and not letting you get closer than like 50 feet. I normally like to go engine on this hole, try to throw it right next to this mando tree, let it flip up a little, and then just skip underneath that tree. Oh, that's so wide. But it might swing in front of the tree. I'm going to try that one again. I'm going to switch from an engine to an octane, try that again. Skip. Yeah, that's a little better. This is almost accurate to exactly where I was. I was up left a little bit more, but this is close enough for me to almost miss, but still going. All right, hole 1, 330, either low ceiling right side or spike hyzer on the left. I normally just like to go boost spike hyzer around the left side, let it swing in. Didn't spike that one as much, but it still works. Just gonna do my best to still birdie every hole with one shot. Hole 2, 225. There is a tree that is like 20 feet left and 20 feet right. As long as you're between those, you're fine. There's also a walking path that if you're like 25 feet left and 35 feet long, it comes into play. Another hole, I typically like to just throw like a little low hyzer. I go with my stasis, try to slide it up under the basket. Like that. No bag needed off for this one. 7 for 7. All right, hole 3, 320. Technically plays as a true island. Anything not past this path, left of it, or short of the long plays as OB. The path behind it is like 20 feet, so you gotta have a little bit of good distance control. Path right of it is like 20 feet, so it's a very dangerous shot. I like to throw a little boost flex forehand just over this whole OB area. Try to let it just skip up and get close to the basket. Little soft, but it'll still work. Did I press record? I feel like I didn't. Talk through it while I putt. When I birdied this hole on Saturday, that's when I was like, oh, I really could shoot a perfect round, because after this hole, pretty much every hole for the rest of the course is very straightforward. And in my head, I mean, I birdied them more than I've probably parred them, honestly. So every other hole I was like, maybe I can do this. Hole 4, 245, just wide open lefty hyzer. Trust the stasis to go wide, and when it hits the ground, it'll kind of just sit. Yep. Whew. Shout out the stasis, by the way. Amazing disc. Hole 5 is almost the exact same shot as hole 4 to me. Last one was 245 downhill. This one's 220 uphill, but exact same, just push wide hyzer. Trust the stasis to get around there and start fading. Oh, I went so wide. Okay, so during the round on this one, I'll actually give y'all a fun breakdown. You can barely see them. I clipped the limbs on the side of the Mando tree and pushed it down. And I was deathly afraid that after that, it had kicked me backwards and I missed the Mando because of the stupid new rule. But thankfully, I was about 4 feet from the Mando line and had like a 25-footer to make. Just realized that I forgot to mention on the last 2 holes that there is an OB path 25-ish feet away from each basket. So if you're not coming in with the right speed or the right angle, you're definitely going OB. Hole 6, 212, like 215, whatever. There's an up the middle gap, or there's a wide hyzer skip gap. I traditionally like to go deflector forehand on the wide route, because if you go up the middle, it's easier to kick a tree, hit that path that's left, or if you don't hit anything and you don't have right speed control, 15 feet long is the OB walking path, so you got to make sure you got to have a good angle control. Wish I threw that shot that good on Saturday. Would have had less stress. Yeah, this is way closer than I was during the sanctioned round. Hole 7, 215, another island hole. The 40 feet short and then 20, 25 feet long. There's a path that just circles around the basket. You have to be on the basket side to be in bounds. As most holes out here, just trust the stasis, throw it under this branch and try to let it swing up. If I go at it, straight at it, I have a tendency of going too far. Yep. Just like that, trust the stasis. No, I would never tap in this with a bag on during a round. But this is just to recreate, so I can do how many takes I need. All right, we're now on hole 8. And at this point during the round, I'm like, okay, 12 for 12, 2/3 of the way through. And I know realistically I only have 2 holes that are like not gimme birdies, it feels like. And this is one of them. And I think I'm like, okay, if I get through this one, hole 13 is a pretty far par 3 for like a park style course. So I was like, if I can get through this one, all I need to think about is hole 13. So hole 8 though, 360, way downhill. Path left comes into play about 25 feet from the basket. I like to go boost, swing it at these trees on the right, and just let it try to swing all the way in. Little sawed off. I'm gonna throw a second one just in case I don't think that one's close enough. Try to throw this one a little bit harder. I think I just threw the exact same shot twice in a row. No, but that shows how quickly that path comes into play if you get a skip too. This is further than any putt I had on Saturday though. Hey, you know what? It counts. Hole 9, 205. As the case with every other hole, like I've said, walking path like 20-ish feet behind the basket. Mando tree short right. Stasis, swing it wide, let it fade in. Probably said that like 10 times today, it feels like. That was really wide and really hard. Maybe not. I'm a little weak. I'm sweating so much today, my shirt is like sticking to my body. This is so uncomfy. But that's how it was on Saturday. Thanks 105 degrees temperatures. Hole 10, 330. One of the few holes where the walking path actually doesn't play OB. Normally just like to 70% of control forehand. This is when I could tell the nerves are starting to get to me though, because I kind of ripped this one when I was playing on Saturday. There's my disc. 3 more. Hole 11, 212, up a hill into the woods. This is one I might have to put my disc where it was on Saturday just so y'all can see the putt I had to make. I'm gonna switch sides. But I normally like to go deflector, baby flex at the like inner trees, let it fade into there, get like a 10-footer. But on Saturday, I gripped it a little hard, got a little lucky on the right side, and then skipped into a tree and rolled to like 30-ish. Not a fun putt when on a 210-foot hole when you're perfect. See, that's normally what I try to do, and I did not do it on Saturday. So this is actually a good demonstration to show y'all how steep this little slope is. But I was like right here-ish. After going a little wide, skipping up, and hitting this tree, and then just slow rolling all the way, I saw it rolling and I thought it was over. I thought it was going to roll way past where this is now and just leave me with no chance. But this is the putt I made on Saturday. Almost exactly like that. And I don't really fist pump at C tiers. I'll do it for Pro Tour events, but that flex start, I made that putt and I like super fist pump. I was so happy because I knew how close I was to doing something almost unheard of. Hole 12. At this point, it's really in my head. Two more. 270 downhill. There's a left gap that you can either go backhand for a lefty, or there's this wide forehand gap for me that I just kind of try to aim at that bench down there, go in deflector, just throw it right over that, let it get a skip up to the green. Yeah, just like that. Never do this for a sanctioned round, but for a video round, who cares? That tried to spit back out at me. I would have been sad. Hole 13, 360, 2 trees near the end to deal with, but all reality, it's just a nice little hyzer. I like to go with my overstable mayhem, just swing it wide, let it swing in, try to get it close. And at this point, I mean, people on the course over on different holes are talking about it. My card is like apparently talking to each other about it when I'm not around. But I already know it's in my head. Like, I know this is the last hole for like something historical, really. And all I could think was just like, try to put it close so I don't have to stress over a putt and make myself overthink it too much. I would have killed for a putt that close. Feels unsure if I just put my disc, if I putt from there. I'm going to put my disc almost exactly where it was, as close as I can get. Yeah. About right. Maybe even back a little bit more. Right about here. 23 footer. And I mean, like I said, at this point, it's very in my head. I step up, step off, stepped up, realized I forgot my chalk bag, walked over, grabbed my chalk bag. And I mean, I'll put a screenshot of it. My heart rate right now is only like 120. And that's just my normal like working out heart rate. During that round, it was up in like the 150s to 170s. Like I couldn't even hear my own thoughts because all I could hear was my heart rate and my heartbeat just going crazy. But I mean, I walked up, did my normal routine, and then made the putt. And when I made the putt, I legitimately just tossed my other one straight up in the air. I mean, I really thought I was going to start crying on the basket. Couldn't do that because the rest of my card mates still had to play. But I don't know, there was a lot of emotion going through me because at this course I've shot 17 under in a sanctioned round actually. And I've also shot 15 unders out here, 14s, bunch of stuff. But I had never shot an 18 under, birdied every hole without using mulligans for a video or like playing dubs as mully man, stuff like that. So just obviously to be able to do it, every shot out here isn't that hard for a touring player. But for someone whose notable weak part of their game is the mental game, it felt really nice to actually have the composure to like calm myself down, make all of the routine shots out here look as routine as I could. And then, I mean, had to make every putt. I like to think of myself as one of the best putters in the world. So there you have it. That is the course that I shot a perfect round on. I tried to throw every shot as similar as I could. and I tried to throw the same disc. I mean, this was not all one takes, by the way. I'm going to say that now. I had no shame walking down and rethrowing it if I had to. I didn't have to re-putt though, so hope y'all enjoy. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll try to make more YouTube videos, but I'm not a YouTube disc golfer. I suck at making videos because I don't have creativity. Thanks for watching.